here we go. So, welcome back. Alright, I'm just goofing with the camera a bit. Alright, let's just do it right here. So, after John Ark leaving Fate's Warning, after their third record, Awaken the Guardian, which was released in 1986, he would end up getting replaced by Ray Alder. And in 1988, they would release their fourth record, titled No Exit. Now, this album really shows more of Fate's Warning's progressive side. If Awaken the Guardian was showing more of the band's progressive side, this sound definitely would show more of the progressive side. But, yet, not fully. How is that? Well, I don't know. So, as far as Ray Alder goes, let's see. Album kicks off with the title track titled No Exit. Okay. Starts off slow, melodic, and then we start to hear right off the bat Ray Alder, what he's made of. Real nice voice. He definitely has, the chops to kind of hold, to the music, whatever. Seems to fit it. So definitely pretty cool. But this is only kind of an intro. This serves as an intro to the next track that actually is the actual song. And it's Anarchy Divine. This is where the band starts to show, again, more. They still retain their heaviness while it's a little thrashier here than it was presented on, The Spectre Within and Awaken the Guardian. It still is good. And again, Ray Alder pulls off a pretty good performance. Definitely he's filling in some big shoes in a way, because John Ark just had a very mesmerizing voice. But Ray Alder is no slouch. He's definitely got a pretty good set of pipes, and throughout some of the sound is definitely really good. Definitely some points there. Album continues with Silent Cries, of course, Seven Heavenly Deaths, and so forth, which are all good. Definitely some that are still very heavy, still thrashy, but definitely still also showing more of the progressive side with, some soft points. But we do need to address the elephant on this album. Yes, we do need to, and that is the Ivory Gates of Dreams. If you had thought that Epitaph off of Spectre Within was the band's most ambitious song, this song can top that in terms of ambition. This is an ambitious track from every shape, from, to the almost the 10th degree. This is pure ambition. This song is almost over 21 minutes long. It's like Epitaph was almost over 11 minutes long, but here it's like over 21 minutes long. So the reason why this album is so short within tracks is like they really wanted to make the progressive metal equivalent to like Rush's Caress of Steel or 2112. They really wanted to be the progressive metal version of Rush. This whole song right here is like somebody hopping on a pogo stick. It just goes up and down, like a roller coaster. Just starts off very soft, melodic, then going into heavy parts. It's like back and forth, like a person in a wrestling match where it's just like with. Let's just say, like with John Cena versus some other guy, like either CM Punk, whatever. It's like the minute John Cena punches his boo, CM Punk punches a cheer. It's like the same effect with this track. It just goes back and forth. And at times it can feel tedious, but it's not a bad song at all, but it definitely at times can feel very kind of like they really wanted to outdo Epitaph. But I think in some ways, I don't think the song even outdoes Epitaph. To me, I think Epitaph is kind of a hard song to even top. I think this was way ambitious on Fate's Warning parts. It's a good song. This whole album is definitely good. But when I was listening to this sound for the first time, it was starting to feel almost kind of fast. It's like it was going too fast than it should have been. To me, this sound is pretty much almost around almost over 40 minutes. It doesn't even clock the 41-minute mark. To me, the last time an album, it's kind of short than Not Unbroken. And at times, Not Unbroken almost feels like a long album in itself when that's like almost 41 minutes long. It's just surprising how you go from the lengths that were, that was presented on the Spectre Within and Awaken the Guardian, for how on both Spectre Within and Awaken the Guardian, even from Not Unbroken, how the time lengths was getting longer and longer and longer. Here, it's like almost a step back, almost, in terms of, album length. And to me, I think in some ways it kind of hurts the album in a way. Because there was a lot of potential on this album, really. I know there's a lot of people that really dig this album, but to me, I think it kind of just hurts the album a bit. It's almost... To some, it might be good, but when you look at the Spectre Within and Awaken the Guardian, for how well put those albums were, the sound feels very shortcoming. And it just feels like it just goes too short. And wait, camera's shaking because, I don't know. No, we're not having an earthquake. And though with the way the sound of my voice almost sounds like that, it is creating an earthquake, an avalanche. Just by talking about No Exit and the Ivory Gates of Dreams. So really... To me, it's like, again, they really wanted to make the metal equivalent to 2112 or Caress of Steel, to where they wanted to have one side is a bunch of few tracks, while the other side is one gigantic track, like when Venom's at war with Satan, to where Venom wanted to make like the extreme metal equivalent to 2112 or Caress of Steel, to where one song just takes up all of side one, and with the other tracks just takes up all of side two. But it just makes it sound more ambitious than the past albums. But does that mean that it's good? It's a good album, but to me, it's not nearly as good as Spectre Within and Awaken the Guardian. Yes, I said it. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad album. I still enjoy this. But one thing that really surprised me is that Max Norman was actually behind this. Now, I just talked about 3 albums for this month that was produced by Max Norman. Sabotage's Power of the Night, Armored Saints Delirious Nomad, and Lizzie Borden's Visualize. But here, he produces quite a bit of heavy album, to say the least. But he's only executive producer. So, definitely a good album, but not nearly as strong as the past releases with John Ark. But that's not due to Ray Alder. It's just, I think the writing just comes in short. If they had made an album that was almost maybe around the lengths of maybe Awaken the Guardian and actually put more thought in it, yes, this album would actually hold a candle to Spectre Within and Awaken the Guardian. But in some ways, I don't think it holds a candle to those 2 albums, even though it's a very enjoyable album. But this will end up serving the last sound for drummer Steve Zimmerman, which will end up getting replaced by Mark Zonder, which Mark Zonder was, originally the drummer for Warlord, which we had talked about in the early parts of US Power Metal Month, so... Alright. I definitely kind of exploded, didn't I? It almost sounded like I was doing a rant, but really I was just kind of like real pumped to really kind of review the sound, because of this was definitely on my mind to really talk about. So, with that, not a bad album, but after this, obviously they wanted to be more of a progressive band than really a metal band. Practically more similar to like either Queensryche or Rush, whatever, but really, if anything, Queensryche didn't really go nearly as stupid as Queensryche did. Yes, that's a good way to put it, because Queensryche did get stupid during their later parts of their career. I'm not going to go into a rant. I'm not going to go on a rant on Queensryche on a Fates Warning review. I'm not going to do that. So let's just end it right here. If you have heard No Exit, what are your comments? What are your thoughts on this album? Do you think that it really holds a candle to Spectre Within and Awaken the Guardian? Do you think that it's not nearly as good as those two albums? So, really, just give your honest opinion on the comment section below. I am Heavy Thrasher saying I am out. It's time to get on to the next band for US Power Metal Month. See you later.